Okay, good evening everyone. My name is Abdul Sheikh and I've got something very special to share with you tonight. We've got an important announcement tonight, which we're going to make at the end. So please hang on for that because this is very, very important. This is probably the most exciting thing that we've done as in terms of announcements, because it's really going to change the whole way this business works. Just take these off. And it's going to make your job so much easier, believe me. And for those people who are wanting to qualify for Dubai, this is going to make it happen. Okay, so let's get started then. Are you fed up of wasting money, time, and effort on opportunities that don't pay? Of course you are. I mean, how many times have you put money into a business opportunity or tried something and it just hasn't worked? We've all been there many times. And unfortunately, there's so many of these opportunities around, we just don't know what to do. Well, the good thing is there's thousands and thousands of people like you who are also looking for a genuine opportunity that is affordable and pays regularly, and that's why we're talking to you. We have something called Bizztrek, which is designed for the masses, pretty much everyone, I would say, okay? And what we're offering is a simple, down-to-earth business opportunity where you can earn 5,000 euros in cash, 1,000 euros a month passive income or more. This is just an example, and qualify for 300 euros a month towards a car of your choice, ideally something like a BMW 3 Series or an Audi, without selling, very low risk, and all within 90 days. Are you interested? Of course you are. The question is, what does it involve and is it difficult? Okay, well, let's go through that first of all. If it was difficult, I don't think anybody would be watching this, because at the end of the day, we're all looking for business opportunities that are easy, that don't take a great deal of time, that we can do in our spare time and don't cost the earth. And more importantly, they have to be smart. We don't want to work harder. We'd rather work smarter, because that's my philosophy, and I'm hoping that this is yours too. So what we're going to show you tonight is 5 reasons why Bizztrek is the ideal opportunity for you in 2019. Let's start with the first reason. Our product pretty much sells itself. It's a service, and it's basically designed to help people save money on pretty much everything or everyday expenses. There's a saying, if you have a product that is worth more to the customer than what it costs them, you won't need to sell it. They'll be more than willing to buy it from you. And that's exactly what we have. We're helping people save money on a variety of things. So for one of the things is that it will help you promote your business if you have a business. You'll be able to shop in our exclusive Prime store, which is coming next month. And this is really the big selling point, but I'm going to come back to this. We also have a cashback card, but this is at the moment in the UK only. So you can actually get cashback on your shopping. But more importantly, none of our services include fees or commissions that other sites would normally charge you. So anybody wanting to sell products and services, this is a great way of doing it. So let me give you an example of how businesses would use this. Now, normally small businesses might use the traditional forms of media marketing, especially with the leaflets and newspapers, but it's all going online these days, as you well can imagine. And a lot of these companies are offering online marketing, but the problem is most companies or most small businesses don't really know what to do. And if they do, they maybe can't afford it because they can't really compete with the big boys. What we're offering is a simple solution. I'm not going to dwell on this too much because we're doing a separate video for this, where even if you've got a website of your own, you can use our site to promote your business. If you don't have a website, then it's great because you can still use our site to promote your business. You can upload your information onto our site, your contact details and address, opening times and social media links as well. But this is where it gets really interesting. You can run advertising campaigns on our site, unlimited number of advertising campaigns and special offers. For that, you'll get feedback ratings and reviews, so people will leave feedback for you. And it's a great way of small businesses getting that extra business in their local community, because how many times do people actually go and look at a website, especially if they don't know it exists? We're going to have a lot more people looking at our site, so there's a very good chance they'll find your business. But the other way people can make or save money is through the Prime store. Now, small businesses can advertise on our Prime store, but let me give you an example of how it works. we're going to have a category of products and services, not just products like Amazon, but services as well. So things like health and beauty, massage, stuff like that, holidays, etc., mobile phones, and the usual stuff that you would normally get on Amazon and eBay. But the difference is that we will be cheaper more often than not. So here's an example. Let's say these Bluetooth earphones are normally available on a very well-known online site for 25 euros. Because we don't charge the sort of fees they charge for selling, between 10 and 15%, we can afford to sell that cheaper than them. But the real value is when you start redeeming points. Now, I won't go into the points right now, but you will also get points or reward vouchers from us when you use our service. So you'll be able to redeem some of these vouchers towards the purchase of this product. So in this example, you might be getting it half price. And if local businesses are advertising on our Prime store, let's say you've got a local, I don't know, a restaurant or somebody who repairs bikes or a solicitor, they can also use our voucher system and our marketing system, so they can get customers using their service through us by redeeming the vouchers. And at the end of the day, it's a win-win for both. Okay, so that's an example of how the Prime store would work. I mentioned the cashback card. We have, in the UK, we have a Visa cashback card, or it will be here soon, where you can get 3% back on your shopping at any of these stores. So I'm talking about well-known brands here. For example, supermarkets like Asda, Marks and Spencer's, Waitrose. Every time you go, Sainsbury's, every time you go into those stores, you use your card, you can get 3% added back onto your card. Now, I know that there's a lot of loyalty cards out there already, but you know something, they only give 0.5% on average, which is nothing. So ours is 6 times better. And I'll give you one quick example. There's one called Morrison's, which some of you might have used if you're in the UK, where they do a miles card, where if you go in the store and buy your groceries, they'll add these points onto your card, which you can then redeem for fuel. But you have to spend £1,000 just to get £5 back for your fuel. And you know what? Thousands of people do it, because to them, £5 free fuel is worth it. But they have to spend £1,000 in the store. With us, you'd get £30 back if you spent £1,000. Do you see the difference? And then you've got companies like Argos, Boots, Debenhams, and loads of other high street retailers and restaurants. The interesting thing here is that you can also use their loyalty card as well as ours. So this in itself is worth the money. Honestly, this in itself is a selling point. We also have the global Bizztrek MasterCard for people who join the business and want to get paid. 100% of your commissions are paid onto this card, which you can use anywhere in the world, just like a normal MasterCard. So the second reason then is the cost. Okay. It's only 20 euros a month. That's about £18 a month. In US dollars, I think it's about $25, $26, guys. I don't know. But it's very, very low. Compare this to other business opportunities out there. They don't do this cheap. I mean, they're usually $50, $60 or pounds. And this is why we say that if you've got a product that's worth more to the customer than what it costs them, you won't need to sell it. And what we aim to do is to provide 2 to 5 times the value of what they're paying. Okay, so they'll be wanting to buy it from us. Reason number 3, the income. Well, surprise, surprise, because that's really what most people are interested in. So I'm going to quickly go through the presentation explaining the income plan, but some of you have seen it before, so just bear with me. And it's based on a 3x10 matrix, which I'm sure most of you are familiar with, but there's a unique twist with this one, okay? So let me give you a quick example. First of all, as you know, a 3x10 matrix works like this. You can only have 3 people directly underneath you. Those 3 can only have 3 each, so that's 9 on your second level. That 9 can only have 3 each, so that's 27 on your third level. They can only have 3 each, so on and so forth. And if you work down 10 levels, you would end up with 88,000 members in your group. But in the real world, that never happens, does it? Of course not. It's great as a number, but it doesn't happen. And this is why ours is different. We don't just pay down the 10 levels. It goes much further than that, but I'll come back to that. So let me explain something called the autofill feature. So in a 3x10 matrix, as you well know, you can only have 3 people directly under you, so anybody else would have to go on the second level. So if you've introduced 3 people like Bob, Sam, and Jane, anybody else that you introduce would have to fall under those 3. So in this example, one would go under Bob, one under Sam, okay? And it distributes it evenly because that's the fairest way to do it. And this is, of course, called spillover, okay? So let's say Bob starts to introduce people now. Then he creates spillover for his group. And eventually, once Bob's got a little team growing, you start to get momentum, as you do with these types of networks. So anybody else that comes into the group from you or people above you would then automatically spill over under Sam and Jane, obviously distributed equally. But then if Sam starts to build her team, then any excess spillover will fall under Jane because she's the weakest leg. So of course, anybody can carry on building the team, but this is generally how it grows. It doesn't just fill from left to right, it starts to grow downwards very quickly. And this is actually based on a real life example within the first 2-3 weeks. First week, beg your pardon. So it does go past the 10 levels, and that's not a problem for us because you can actually earn from that. So I'm going to quickly show you the spillover calculator and how much potential income that you can earn from this. So just bear with me. Let me show you how the calculator works. Right, so this calculator, you can actually download this from our website. I'll give you the link at the end. But in this example, what we're showing you here is you've got 2 boxes where the number of members you introduce, in this example 3, the number of people that your team introduces is 3, and the number of members above you that add spillover to your team. So if you're only introducing 3 and your team's only introducing 3, then obviously you're not going to have any spillover because on a standard 3x3 network, it doesn't work. But if you, and this is just showing you down 5 levels, by the way, guys, if you were to fill your matrix down 5 levels, 3x3x3, you would end up with €363 a month, which is not bad. It's okay. It's a decent income for a lot of people. And it's a passive part-time income. But you guys are not part-time passive income earners. You guys are entrepreneurs, pioneers, I hope. Okay, so you're not really looking to build 3x3 down 5 levels. You're looking for a bit more. So let's play with this, okay? Let's put 4 people each. And now you see, you suddenly jumped up to 1,478. But bear in mind, up here, we're showing you that you've got 1 person adding spillover. And even though it's only a fraction of a person, 0.33, which doesn't really happen in real life, but then again, this is just a calculator, so it's just giving you an idea. It's not meant to be realistic. It still gives you an example of what the potential is. So if you were to do 2 people above you spilling over, they're all introducing 4 each, or 3, you can see that the numbers start to really build up. But I personally believe most people bring in 5 people each. And I'll come back to that. I'll come back to why I say this. So if you're introducing 5 each, okay, watch what happens. Now your incomes jump to £7,260. That's a huge number. But we encourage people to introduce 10, okay? And some of you guys probably will do 10, some might even do more. In fact, some have done more. Look at the figures. The figures really start to jump up. And this is giving you an example based on 1 person above you, 2 or 3 people above you adding spillover. You could have more than that. You could have less. Your team could bring in more. You could bring in more. It's just an example, as I say. So download the calculator, play around with it, and see what you think. So let's go back to the slideshow. Okay, so I've just shown you the calculator. Here are the examples that I just gave you. If your team is introducing 4 people each, you do the same, and you've only got 1 member above you adding spillover, then your income is £1,478 a month passive income. If you've got 2 people adding spillover, it's that. If you've got 3 people, then it's 1,932. But if you introduce 10 people, then those are the figures. And if you've got 5 people in your team, if you've got 5 people being added to your team and your team's doing the same, then these are the figures. But if you personally introduce 10, then these are the figures. So this is just an example. You can always pause this because this has been recorded and look at those figures. But like I say, download the calculator and try it yourself. So the reason why I said that this business plan is far more powerful because we pay past the 10 levels is because there's something called dynamic generations. So in a static 3x10, you only get paid down 10 levels. Ours doesn't work on levels, it works on generations, and they're dynamic. And to qualify getting paid down those generations, this is how it works. First of all, you need to be a paying subscriber. So you've got to have paid your monthly subscription, 20 euros. Secondly, you also have to have introduced some people. So if you've introduced one person yourself, then you are qualified to earn down one generation. If you've introduced two, that's two generations, three generations, and so on and so forth. So if you've introduced a maximum of 10 people, you will qualify all the way down 10 generations. So what's the difference between generations and levels? Well, let me give you a real life scenario. We've got Helen who joined us on the very first day which was 17th of November, okay? And within a week, she introduced 6 people herself, which means she now qualifies down 6 generations. And one of the people that she introduced built a leg as far down as 18 levels, all within the first week. This is not normal. This is a unique example. So this person's built a team all the way down 18 levels, but normally she would only get paid down 10. And these are the number of people each person's introduced. And remember, the number of people you've introduced tells you how many generations you can earn down. So you can see the red numbers signify that. So when this person on level 18 paid her subscription fee, 20 euros, the system generated 10 euros commissions to pay out the 10 generations, all the way up to the top, until all the money's paid out. The first person who got paid was the person who introduced her. So obviously, she's qualified down one generation, she earns that first payment. The second payment has to go to somebody who's qualified down 2 generations. So it's not them two, but the person above, because they're qualified down 3. The third payment would go to the one above them, who's also qualified down 3. And then the fourth payment would go to somebody who's qualified down 4 generations. So it's none of these until it gets to Helen. Well, Helen's introduced 6, so then she qualifies for that fourth payment. So what you can see here is, although this person is on an 18th level, she's actually only on her 4th generation, which means that Helen still gets paid on a 5th and 6th generation much further down. But here's the interesting question. What happens to these people that didn't get paid? Does Helen still earn on them? Of course. Just because they only qualified down 1 or 2 or 3 generations and didn't get paid does not mean they're not active. They're still paying their subscription, so yes, she still gets paid on every single one. And what's really interesting is that less and less people introduce 6, 7, 8, 9 people or 10 people, so the generations get deeper and deeper, and it could end up where Helen's getting paid down 200-300 levels and on every single person. And that's the big difference between a 3x10 matrix and what we're offering, because it never feels left to right in a 3x10. It always goes much further down. And I can guarantee you, if you built a matrix like that, most of your people are way past, most of your business is way past 10 levels. But that's not a problem with this business. So that's just an example of the power of this business opportunity. With this spillover and the dynamic generations, the two things really add value to the whole compensation plan. And it's only 20 euros a month, so who's going to complain at that? Especially if you've got 20 people in your team anyway, you're getting the 20 euros a month back, it doesn't matter. The fourth reason is the car plan. Now, I'm not going to go through the corporate structure. We do have a corporate structure, but suffice to say, quite a few people have already gone through the first leadership level, okay, within the first month. And the third rank, which is directors, is where you qualify for the car. And the first qualification is for €300 a month towards something like a BMW 3 Series. To qualify for that, you would need to be earning €1,000 a month, have 10 direct referrals, and have 2 other people in your team who've qualified as business manager and executive manager. So those are the criteria. And if you do that, if you get to that position within 90 days, you will earn, I mentioned at the beginning, 5,000 in cash, €1,000 a month passive income, and qualify for the €300 a month towards the car. And believe me, there are people already well on target for this. We haven't even started yet. We haven't got all the marketing systems in place. And like I said, at the end of this presentation, I'm going to show you something that's going to blow your mind, that's going to make this business so much easier. So more people will qualify for this. The next step then is obviously the business carries on. People will start, you know, with a 3x10 matrix, things just start to carry on, and you get that snowball effect, and it just keeps growing. So the next step then is to €500 towards a business, a car like BMW 5 Series or equivalent, whatever you choose. And then finally, the highest level is €1,000 a month towards something like a BMW i8 or what car you choose. And so the final reason why this business, I believe, is going to be the #1 business and why it's the ideal choice is because we're introducing a video marketing system. Now, I've been talking about this for the last few weeks. One of the reasons we haven't introduced it just yet is because of this announcement and a couple of other things, okay? But ultimately, what this video marketing system is going to do is pretty much do 90% of the work for you. You won't have to explain it. There is a video that explains this, so you want to watch that. That will explain how this will work, but it takes out all the legwork for you. So watch the video marketing system. The link will be coming up shortly. So to summarize then, we have an opportunity, a business that allows you to promote your own business using our customizer website. You can save money using our Prime Store, or if you're a business, you can promote your business through it. I've just shown you the referral program where you can earn money, and using the two concepts of spillover and dynamic generations, that really compounds the power of this compensation plan. We've got a Bizztrek MasterCard that can be used globally, so anyone in the world can join the business and start getting paid. We've got a cashback card for the UK, people who want to use the card shopping. That alone might be bringing in £30, £40 a month, so it's well worth it. And then, of course, the car bonus plan and the video marketing system that will make things so much easier. So there's the link for the video marketing video if you want to have a look at that. So here we are, finally, at the amazing announcement. How to sign up more gold members much more easily. I've just managed to put this together, so I haven't even scripted this, so bear with me. But we're going to show you how to introduce more gold members. A gold member is somebody who pays annually. So let's look at the two options. A person who pays monthly would simply pay €20 a month, which I explained to you. But they'll also get, they will get a €5 a month saving, because when we launch, it's going to be €25. So if you've joined now, or you're joining now, it's going to stay at €20 a month. Okay. After launch, it's going to go to 25, but it will stay €20 a month for you after that as well. So that's a great opportunity. Plus, you'll get €20 of vouchers. So when I mentioned the Prime Store and I said you'll be able to redeem vouchers, this alone pretty much covers the cost of the joining fee, the subscription fee. You're getting €20 back in vouchers. You can spend that in the Prime Store. The annual subscription has changed, okay? You remember it was €220. It's €240 now. It's a full payment, but there's a reason for that. That means that you'll be saving €60 a year, because when we do the launch, it will be €300 a year. But you'll get €240 worth of vouchers, okay? All up front. Your sponsor would get €10 bonus and a €10 voucher. And if you're the sponsor, then you'll get the €10 bonus and the €10 voucher. But here's the big change. Every gold member has a chance to get their annual subscription back. Okay, every gold member has a chance to get their annual subscription back, their €240 subscription. Let me explain how it works. It's a reward system where every new gold member subscriber is added to a pool of 20 members. And then the system will randomly pick one person and give them that 240 reward. Okay, so it's a 1 in 20 chance. But here's the best part. The sponsor also gets a €240 reward. So if you've joined today as a gold member, you can be put into this. You'd have to pay the extra €20, and there's a chance of you getting your 240 back. It's not going to be the 20th person. It's going to be picked randomly. So it could be the first, it could be last, it could be somebody in the middle. But when you've joined as a member, you also can introduce other members. And this is where it gets interesting. So if you introduce one person, you now have 2 chances out of 20. Because you've had the first chance when you paid yourself. Now you've introduced somebody, now you've got another chance. So that's a 1 in 10 chance of you getting your 240 back. If you introduce 3 members, now you've got 4 out of 20 chances. So it's a 1 in 5 chance. 6 members, sorry, that should be 7. 7 members, 6 members, yeah, 7 out of 20 chance, yeah, which is 1 in 3. And if you introduce 10 members, you've got a 1 in 2 chance of getting your money back. That's phenomenal. You know, I believe this is going to really, really change the whole business, because the opportunity to get your money back is absolutely amazing. I mean, the ratios are very, very easy, and it will make this whole business much more exciting, especially when we start seeing people who subscribe and get the money back, and the sponsor getting the money back, especially that marketing exercise and the whole PR with it. It will make a big difference. Sponsors who introduce people who to get the 240 back will also have to be gold members, but they can receive multiple awards. So if you've signed up 10 people and you've somehow managed to get 3 of them paid, three paid, 3 of your members will get paid, and you'll get 3 lots of 240 as well. So there's no limit to how many times you can receive this. Now, the great thing about this is it's going to make it so much easier for you to qualify for the Dubai trip, because we're going to offer free return flight from any airport in the world, and the transfer at the Dubai airport, where you're staying at a 5-star hotel for 4 days and 3 nights with us. We're going to do a desert safari. We're going to have a leadership dinner and socializing event, and then you can go do some sightseeing and shopping. So it's 4 days, 3 nights in Dubai, or pretty much all expenses paid, except for the shopping, of course. Right, just better say that. And all you need to do is introduce 10 Gold Prime members. Now, existing members who are paying monthly can upgrade. So if you guys are paying monthly, this is the best time to upgrade, because there's a chance of you getting your money back, and you're going to qualify for the Dubai retreat, or yeah, you'll qualify if you start doing it yourself. You've also got to be your own subscription as an annual subscriber, and you can upgrade existing members. The dates are from the 21st of January, so we're talking like less than 3 weeks away, to the 24th of January. And you've got to do it before midnight, 15th of January. One last thing, just want to quickly share this with you. This is very powerful. Just bear with me for one more moment. If you were only introducing one person per week, okay, or even a month, and everybody did the same, so you introduce one person every week, and they do the same, or every month, how many people do you think you'd have after 12 weeks or 12 months? Well, let's do the math. In the first week, there's 2 of you, because there's you and you have somebody else. You've got 2. Now, both of you introducing 1 each. So in the second week or month is 4 of you. In the third, 8. In the fourth week, 16, 32, then 64. So after 6 weeks, 64 people. How many do you think you'll have after 12 weeks? Let's carry on. 128. 256. Remember, this just doubles. Everyone's just doing 1 more each. 512. 1,024. 2,048. 4,096. 4,096 people, guys. Forget weeks. Let's say a year. If you're doing that and you're bringing one person every month and they're doing exactly the same with our system, with the video marketing, with the fact that you've got this opportunity to get your money back, 4,000 people would mean 4,000 a year, sorry, 4,000 a month passive income, and you will have qualified for the car. That's the power of this business, guys. That's it for me. I'm going to hand you back to Gurpreet because he's got a few things to say. And I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you understand it. If you didn't understand it, please watch the webinar again because it's going to be recorded, and get everyone to see this. This is amazing. This is powerful, powerful stuff. Thank you for watching. Good night.